What's up everybody, I'm Jesse, or GameOverJesse as some of you all may know me, and here with me is Daniel.
Hello again.
Yes, so we are here to talk about all of the exciting gaming news from this past week. Today we're going to be talking about Megaman 11, not only announced, but announced for the Nintendo Switch. The Rainway app is filming a promo for the Nintendo Switch, which, for those of you who don't know, will theoretically allow you to play your PC games off of your Nintendo Switch by streaming. So the fact that they're already filming a potential commercial or trailer for it is exciting. Obviously we have the Zelda DLC and the Champion's Ballad, which we're going to be talking about a lot. We have HD games releasing on the Nvidia Shield, which is essentially almost the same hardware as the Nintendo Switch. We have a quick news roundup with Xenoblade, first 4 figures, and some other Nintendo Switch news with your questions. So, Daniel, what is our first news story of the day?
Is Megaman 11. It's coming to Switch in late 2018. And that's pretty big because Mega Man hasn't seen a new release in probably a decade. I know Mega Man 9 and 10 came out on the Wii, but before that all the Mega Man games were, I think they stopped on the Super Nintendo, right? It was like NES, like 1 through 6, 7, 8 on the Super Nintendo. I might be wrong.
Yeah,
or maybe they were on the PlayStation.
Like later on, around the PS3 generation, they came out and released Mega Man 9 and 10, which were kind of throwbacks to the original art style.
Yeah, because those two, like the, I think at 7 and 8 they had actually increased the graphics with new hardware, but then on 9 and 10 they went back to just using 8-bit graphics like the original games, including having sprite flickering as an option. I don't know why you would have that. Like, why would you want that? But it was there.
Yeah. And this was all announced during the Mega Man 30th anniversary celebration live stream that was announced a couple of weeks ago. And not only did they announce Mega Man 11 would be coming to the Nintendo Switch, but they also announced the Mega Man Legacy collection. So all of those games from 1 through 6. And then... yeah. Was that it, or was there others in it?
I think it was both Legacy editions, so pretty much the whole Mega Man collection, like 1 through 10 would be, I guess now, then 11 when it comes out. And the Switch is a pretty good console to take that on because Mega Man levels, like you can pretty much, well, one of the appeals about Mega Man is like you can play the levels in any order from the menu, and then you could just do like one level while you're on the go, put your Switch down, whatever. It's a really cool idea, I think. Yeah. Now it reminds me of an idea you had, Jesse, where you were talking about releasing those like cartridges with classic games. Oh yeah. Kind of similar idea, but just Mega Man instead of like the whole 30 games or whatever.
Mega Man, I believe, was one of the franchises featured on the NES Classic Edition as well. So yeah, it's really interesting.
It was.
Now the more interesting thing about this is that it's not just the same art style that we've seen from the previous games. It's actually updated, modernized. Whenever you get a new power-up, Mega Man isn't just changing colors or whatever. Like, he's actually changing shape and everything. Like, they've really gone out of their way to update this and bring it to modern times as opposed to just creating a rehash of classic games. So
it's sort of art style wise, I really like this art style as well, but it's sort of in the same vein as where you have your NES Mario games and say Donkey Kong Country on the Super Nintendo, and then you have New Super Mario Bros. And Donkey Kong Country Returns. So this is like the Donkey Kong Country Returns of Mega Man games, I would say.
Exactly. That is a very very good way to put it, because it is like, now we don't know exactly, but it seems like it's going to be playing the exact same way with a few new concepts. And the biggest thing is just the art style update, which is what Mega Man Returns was. There was some gameplay changes, but most of it was like, hey, now you're playing in HD. And it's not just the old games being played in HD, it's a brand new experience in HD. So I'm excited for this. It seems like, as you mentioned with the Legacy Collection, a perfect game for the Nintendo Switch.
I think so.
Yeah. Now, my question is, do you think this was a way for them to, like, they looked at Mighty Number 9, which was supposed to be the spiritual successor of Mega Man, and they were like, well, they weren't able to pull it off, so we're going to try. And then they came up with this because the art style, now I think the art style looks very similar to Mighty Number 9. Obviously the main characters don't look the same, but if you look at the environments, it looks very, very similar.
Yeah, but I mean, they had a Mighty Number 9, the protagonist, whose name eludes me right now. It's like, for all intents and purposes, it's just like Mega Man, but they couldn't use Mega Man.
Yeah,
you know, so it's like, because of like copyright, obviously. But like this time, it's actually a Mega Man game, so it's like, which is, the character design is like, basically it's cosmetic difference, and that's it, in my opinion.
Now, I am wondering who the director for this game is. So, it seems like, because the creator of Mighty Number 9 was the person who was in charge of the Mega Man games. So he went off, did his own studio, Indie Creates, I believe. But his spiritual successor didn't turn out that well. He was basically like Aonuma or Miyamoto for the Zelda series. But in a time where it seemed like everybody was doing spiritual successors, like we had the announcement of Yooka-Laylee, we had Bloodstained, which was supposed to, I believe it was Bloodstained, a spiritual successor to Castlevania. And we had Mighty Number 9, spiritual successor to Mega Man. Because no one thought we were going to be getting like the next Mega Man, because it seemed like Capcom wasn't very interested in it unless it was Nintendo asking if they could have Mega Man and Smash Brothers or something.
It makes me wonder if Mega Man's inclusion in Smash sort of made, and also with Mighty Number 9 coming out, made Capcom realize, hey, Mega Man fans still exist. There is still interest in this franchise. So maybe that is sort of what got them thinking about making Mega Man 11. If so, thanks for cluing in, guys.
And also, compared to games like Street Fighter or any of the other big tentpole Capcom games like Monster Hunter or whatever, this game doesn't really seem like it's going to cost them as much. So even if it doesn't sell well, it might still sell enough to make a decent profit. So there wasn't that big of a risk with it, because making a 2D side-scrolling game like this, although expensive, wouldn't be a fraction of what you would pay for a game like Monster Hunter. That, like, Monster Hunter World coming to PlayStation 4 is like a massive game for Capcom. So I'm glad to see them pushing out these smaller titles as well.
Yeah.
Now, was there a price set on this? Do you know?
I didn't see one, although, you know what, let me just take a quick, it might say on the trailer. But I don't remember seeing one.
Yeah,
Mega Man 11 coming late 2018. I don't see a price.
Googled it. I don't see one either. So I guess that
coming to Steam, Xbox One. It's pretty much all the platforms: PS4, PSN, Xbox One, Steam.
Yeah.
Switch, of course. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that brings us to the end of our Mega Man news. The videos on this channel are funded by supporters on Patreon like you. If you're a fan of this channel and would like to join on videos, receive shoutouts, watch videos early, have your questions answered, or have your topic discussed on our podcast, please consider supporting on Patreon for these and many other rewards for just $1. Shoutouts for this video includes Link Use the Triforce, Rusty Caulfield, Lovable Christie, Give Time 15, Shadow to Us, Robbie Morgan, and Lunarium. I want to thank all of you for everything you have done to help support this channel.